Back, everyone. We have Coach Saleh available. We may begin with questions.
Robert, I was wondering if you could clarify anything with Zach, because yesterday the broadcast was reporting that he left with dehydration, and then there was a head injury, but not concussion protocol, and there was concussion protocol. I'm just wondering if you can kind of clarify the timeline and things that went down there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure on the communication. I just know that it came from up top that they wanted to review a possible head injury, and he was put in the protocol, and that's it.
Robert, if and when he comes out of the protocol, is he your quarterback?
Yeah.
It's a concussion. I know it's hard to predict, Robert, but did you get any sense of how bad a concussion it is, or anything like that?
No, not really. It's I just know that he's in the protocol, and he's got to go through through the different stages to clear it.
And he go through the week without practicing and then start on Sunday?
He definitely could, for sure.
In the event that he doesn't clear the protocol by Sunday, who would be the next guy?
That'd be Simeon.
Robert, the deadline for Aaron's obviously Wednesday. Do you have any insight into what you guys are going to do that day and whether he'll play this year?
I don't have anything for you guys on that one right now. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, he's still in rehab.
I guess, can I ask a hypothetical? If he is cleared, right, if he's medically cleared, is there a reason to play him this year right now with the playoffs out of reach, your offensive line, playing some backups? Is there an argument to be made of why he would play this year?
I'm sure you can make arguments either way on both sides of the coin, but like I said, until that conversation is actually real, it's not a conversation I'm thinking about.
Robert, when do you think that conversation will happen as far as, whether or not he's activated Wednesday? Is that coming up today, tomorrow?
We've got to meet with his doctors and just see if there's actual clearance on their part. There's got to be clearance on our doctors' parts. So there's a lot of steps there, and then obviously there's got to be a discussion with Aaron in terms of what the next step would be and the comfort level of everybody on board. So it's not something that's made in a vacuum, but all the right conversations would be had.
He's a player, Robert. He's probably going to want to play, right? You've been through this with. It's obviously a very unique injury return, but you've been through it enough times with guys pushing to play. You, Joe, I don't know who else is involved in the decision from the organization standpoint. How much do you have to look at the big picture here? For sure.
You always do, but Aaron wants to play. Let's not confuse that one. That's why he's been working so hard to get back, and his willingness to play, even if he's not even 100%, is at the forefront of his mind. Like he wants to go, but like I said, until he's actually cleared, I'm not going to talk about it with anybody.
Robert, there's some comments coming out of the locker room yesterday. I'm sure you've seen it by now. Alan Lazard talking about he felt like you guys were out schemed and out efforted, and DJ Reed said he felt kind of similarly starting in the third quarter. I'm just curious what you make of those comments from your guys.
Yeah, they're warranted. We've obviously we didn't coach it well enough, and we didn't execute it well enough, and just all the way across the board wasn't good enough, and in all three phases. It's anytime you lose 30-0. I mean, it's throw a dart at the dartboard, and you can pick a reason. But at the end of the day, starting with me all the way down, we've all got to be better.
What have your conversations been like with Woody Johnson today, Robert? What kind of reaction does he have to not only a loss like that, but a season like this?
Woody's been great. I talk to him every day, and we're always talking game plan. We're always talking. We're always debriefing on the day, and we debriefed about the game yesterday. And but we're always talking. He's been great.
Robert, there was a feeling last year
in the organization that you guys were a quarterback away from being championship contenders. Obviously, that didn't work out. You never got to quite answer that question. Do you still feel you're there today, a quarterback away from being a contender?
You know, obviously in my heart, I feel like we built a championship roster. You know, but at the end of the day, we still got to find ways to win with the guys who are on the football field, and we've got to be better as coaches. We've got to be better as players, and we've got to find a way to string together plays. We got to find a way to stop offenses, make plays on special teams. Got to be better in situational football. So it goes all the way across the board, but. Do got a lot of confidence of the guys in the locker room. Love the players that are in that locker room, and we've just all got to be a little bit better.
Just to put it another way, do you think there needs to be a lot of changes? A lot of changes go on in the next couple of months.
You know, again, I'm really just focusing on Washington. But once we cross those bridges, we'll cross them. Or when we get to those bridges, we'll cross them.
Are you considering any staff changes this week?
No.
And just to follow, when a coach is 5-9 and he's 16-32 over 3 years, he gets asked these kind of questions. So I'm just going to ask you: Do you think you're coaching for your job over these next 3 games, Robert?
I'm just coaching to try to beat Washington, Rich.
Doesn't that enter your mind at all, given the way the season has gone?
No. Two types of coaches, Rich. Those who have been fired and those who are about to get fired, my man. We coach in the moment. Coach to win a football game.
Still get the sense that the locker room is behind you?
Yeah, I think the locker room does a great job of playing for one another. That's first and foremost. You always play for the man next to you. But from there, I think this team is still bought in. I think this team still plays for one another. I think this team still loves one another. And I'll speak for everyone in that we are frustrated that we haven't been able to string together some wins. But I do appreciate the way we go out and fight. But we've just got to find a way to be successful.
Take a couple more, Coach. A couple more.
Robert, the issues on the offensive line yesterday, you're not getting reinforcements coming through the door this week. So how do you fix what happened yesterday on the line?
All the way across the board, from the way we coach it to the way we execute, we just got to be more detailed. You know, it wasn't good enough yesterday, and you know it. And again, credit to Miami. They did a great job, but we've got to be better all the way across the board.
Are there any more questions for Coach?
Where is Mitchell or Carter Warren? Do they have a chance this week?
Yeah, they've got a chance. We'll have more information for you guys on Wednesday with regards to them, but they've got a chance.
But what about injuries coming out of yesterday's game?
Zach, obviously, he's in the concussion protocol. Quentin Jefferson, not going to rule him out yet, but it doesn't look good. And then who else was there? Irv came out okay. Tippmann came out okay. There obviously a lot of guys are beat up, but the only one that is not looking really good right now is Quentin Jefferson.
Are there any more questions for Coach? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.